The Revolutionary War.
The Revolutionary War for 200.
After this early battle, Americans retreated over Charlestown Neck. That would be the Battle of Bunker Hill or Breed's Hill. Caitlin, back to you.
400 for the Revolutionary War.
On the evening of April 18, 1775, Robert Newman displayed 2 lanterns in this Boston structure. Whitney.
What is the Old North Church?
Correct. Your turn to pick.
Revolutionary War for 600, please.
In 1774, the owner of the Peggy Stewart was forced to burn his ship and its 2,000-pound cargo of this taxed item. Alan.
What is T?
Right.
I'll take the Revolutionary War for 800, please.
On September 23, 1779, he and his men successfully attacked a British convoy off Flamborough Head in the North Sea. Caitlin.
Who's John Paul Jones?
Yes.
I'll take the Revolutionary War for 1,000.
After the defeat at Yorktown, General Charles O'Hara, acting for this man, gave his sword to the Americans. Caitlin.
Who is Cornwallis?
Right. The Civil War.
The Civil War for 4.
On September 2nd, 1864, this general's troops occupied Atlanta. Mirza.
Who is Sherman?
Right.
The Civil War for 8.
In August of 1862, the Yanks got beaten near this Virginia Creek for the second time in a little over a year. Michelle.
What is Manassas?
No. Mirza.
What is Bull Run?
Bull Run is the name of the creek. Manassas is the name given to the battles by the Confederacy. Mirza.
Civil War for 12.
The Union won at Gettysburg on July 3rd, 1863, and this other vital burg July 4th, and the Confederacy was on the ropes. Michelle.
What is Vicksburg?
Vicksburg, yes.
Civil War 1600.
An 1865 photo shows the extent of destruction in this capital. Mirza.
What is Richmond?
Richmond, Virginia.
The Civil War for 2.
A critical 1864 fight was known as the Battle of This for the Virginia region of dense thickets where it was fought. Hence it was called the Battle of the Wilderness. Reconstruction.
Reconstruction for 200.
By the end of Reconstruction, production of this king crop in the South was nearly equal to pre-war levels. Robert?
What is cotton?
Yes.
Reconstruction for 400.
In April of 1866, this president vetoed a bill granting citizenship to all persons born in the U.S. Congress overrode his veto. Robert?
Who's Johnson?
Which one?
Andrew.
Yeah.
Reconstruction for 600, please.
The Freedmen's Bureau aided in establishing black colleges, including this Washington, D.C. school. Robert?
What is Howard?
Yeah.
Reconstruction for 800.
Once a term for a worthless farm animal, it referred to white Southerners who supported the Republicans. They were called scalawags. Robert, back to you.
Reconstruction for 1,000.
Reconstruction produced 2 black senators, Hiram Revels and Blanche Bruce, both from this state. They were both from the state of Mississippi. The Gilded Age.
Gilded Age for 200, please.
The era known as the Gilded Age got its name from an 1873 novel by Charles Dudley Warner and this humorist. And the humorist was his good friend Mark Twain.
Gilded Age for 400.
An 1874 congressional report on Vanderbilt railroad interests used this word before baron. John.
What is robber?
Robber baron, yes.
Gilded Age for 600.
Financial crises in Vienna and New York precipitated the 1873 economic downturn known by this fearful term. John.
What is panic?
Panic, yes.
Gilded Age for 8.
Let Us Pray, an 1871 cartoon by this man, depicted Boss Tweed and his associates as vultures. John.
Who's Nast?
Thomas Nast, right you are.
Gilded Age for 1,000.
Answer. Daily Double. You took a long time to find it, and that's good news, particularly for you, John, because you're in the lead with close to 5,000.
1,800, please.
All right, here's the clue. Gilded Age advocates of the theory called social this-ism applauded the survival of the fittest.
What is Darwinism?
Yes. The Roaring Twenties.
Roaring 20s for 200.
This dance, named for a city, became the rage after it was featured in the 1923 Broadway musical Running Wild. Victor.
What is the Charleston?
Correct.
I'll take Roaring Twenties for 400.
In 1922, Margaret Gorman was retroactively crowned this for winning 1921's Intercity Beauty Pageant? Mary Beth,
What is Miss America?
you are right.
Roaring 20s, 600.
On September 24th, 1929, 13 years before raiding Tokyo, he made the first instruments-only airplane flight. Victor,
Who is Doolittle?
Jimmy Doolittle is right.
Roaring 20s for 800.
In 1923, Luis Firpo knocked this heavyweight champ out of the ring in the first round, but was KO'd in the second round. Victor,
Who is Dempsey?
Jack Dempsey, yes.
Roaring 20s for 1,000.
In 1925, Americans held their breath as sled dog teams raced 674 miles to this Alaskan city to deliver diphtheria serum. Mary Beth,
What is Iditarod?
no. Laura or Victor? They raced to Nome, Alaska. World War II, the home front.
World War II, 200, please.
When this prime minister visited the White House in 1941, he startled the staff by spending much of his time in the nude. Patricia.
Who is Churchill?
Yeah.
World War II for 400.
Silver foil was being rationed, so production of these smoochable candies was halted during World War II. Patricia?
What are Hershey's Kisses?
Yes.
World War II 600.
When stockings were no longer available, ladies drew lines on their legs with eyebrow pencil to simulate these. Patricia?
What are nylon seams?
Seams, yes.
World War II 800.
As the 1943 winner of this national title, beautiful Jean Bartel sold $2.5 million worth of war bonds. Patricia?
What is Miss America?
Correct.
World War II for 1,000.
Because World War II was raging, this event had to be moved away from the West Coast. And on January 1st, 1942, it took place right here at Duke University.
Margaret?
What is the Rose Bowl?
The Rose Bowl is right.
The Civil Rights Movement.
Civil Rights Movement for 2,000, please.
Seen here is this numerical group, plus their NAACP advisor, who integrated Arkansas's Central High School in 1957. Andrew?
We're the Little Rock Nine.
That's right.
Civil Rights 16.
One of the original Big Four civil rights groups, CORE, founded in 1942, stands for the Congress of This. Brennan?
What is racial equality?
Yes.
Civil Rights Movement for 1,200.
As chief counsel for the NAACP, this future justice argued Brown v. Board of Education before the Supreme Court. Andrew?
Who is Marshall?
That's the justice.
Civil Rights 8.
JFK praised this 1963 demonstration that drew about 250,000 participants and culminated at the Lincoln Memorial. Brennan?
What is the March on Washington?
Yes, that's it. And the last clue? In 2013, a statue of this civil rights icon, appearing as she did on the bus that day in 1955, was unveiled in the U.S. Capitol. Andrew?
Who is Parks?
Correct.
Then we have the 70s.
Let's start with the 70s for 200.
In a 1976 article in New York Magazine, Tom Wolfe dubbed the 70s this decade. Joe?
What is the me decade?
You're right.
70s for 400.
In the 1970s, many studied ESP, short for this awareness beyond the normal senses, but you already knew that. Dave?
What is extrasensory perception?
Correct.
Let's go with the 70s for 600.
This company's 1973 Gremlin had a Levi's trim package option featuring nylon blue jeans seat covers. Dave?
What is AMC?
AMC, American Motors.
Let's go with the 70s for 800.
Notable disappearances during the 70s were those of Jimmy Hoffa and this hijacker parachutist. Linda Sue?
Who is D.B. Cooper?
Yes.
70s for 1,000, please.
This capsule was the U.S. half of this project. President Ford said it opened a new era in international cooperation.
Linda Sue?
What is Skylab?
No. Joe or Dave? What is the Apollo-Soyuz project? It was the 90s.
It was the 90s for 600.
Suzanne Summers squeezed out a small fortune advertising this exercise product in the 1990s. I've still got mine. Mark?
What is the Thigh Master?
Yep, hasn't done me a world of good.
It was the 90s for 200, please.
It was before I had a cell phone, so when I said, hit me on the hip, I meant contact me via this device. Mark?
What is a pager?
That's right.
And let's go for 400. It was the 90s.
The pump from this company was a shoe you pumped up with air for a snugger fit. Mark?
What is Reebok?
That's it.
90s for 800, please.
This global phenomenon featuring a guy in a red and white striped shirt and cap, sold 47 million books worldwide. Claudia.
What is Where's Waldo?
Correct. And now the last one. Infomercials helped popularize this martial arts-based workout with a Korean-derived name. Mark.
What is Taibo?
Yes. Remember the 2000s?
Remember the 2000s for 400.
November 25th, 2002, this new cabinet department was created, so we can all feel safe now. Tom.
What is the Department of Homeland Security?
Right.
Remember for 800.
January 1st, 2002. Adieu, franc. Bonjour, this. James.
What is the euro?
Euro, correct.
Remember the 2000s, 1200.
Answer the first of the two daily doubles. You cannot catch Tom right now, but you can get close.
1800, please.
All right, here is the clue. March 23rd, 2001. It said Dos Vidania and plunged hundreds of miles into the Pacific. James? What was the Russian spacecraft Mir? Mir. So you drop down to 1,000, but there's plenty of time. Go again.
Remember 1600.
September 15th, 2008. Say it ain't so, bro. This over-leveraged investment bank went underwater. Tom.
What is Lehman Brothers?
Yes.
Remember the 2000s for 2000.
May 1st, this year, the controversial photo seen here was taken. James?
What is 2003?
Good.